Hi, VC. Thank you back again. Today I want to bring you a video that I've been watching a lot lately in the VC. It's a thread about albums that I loved when I was 13 years old. When I was 13, it was back in 1984, so a good year for music. But at that time, I wasn't a metalhead. I didn't like. I wasn't into heavy metal, hair metal, hard rock. I was more in mainstream. Rock, classic rock, pop. I learned about heavy metal back in 1986. That's when I started listening to it, and I discovered some albums from 1984 from that genre. So I'm gonna make sure 5 albums that I really love when I was 13, but I heard it back in 1986, and I learned, like I said, I learned from them. Plus, I'm gonna show you 10 albums that I really enjoyed when I was 13 and loved and listened to them constantly. So let's start right up. I don't want this to be a long video, so here we go. First, 5 albums from heavy metal, um, you know, genre. You can name it. It's hard rock, hair metal, thrash. You know. So the first one it is Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry. Really enjoyed this album. Like I said, learned from it when I 1986. I did hear some of the songs like "We're Not Gonna Take It" and "I Wanna Rock" on the radio. Those songs were played constantly on the radio, but I wasn't too heavy to listening to it. I really enjoyed them, but it was something that I wasn't really into back in that day. Okay. Next is another one that is amazing album. It's Rat Out of the Cellar. Another great album. Many call the debut, but we all know the debut was an EP. But this were their first studio album, complete studio album. So yeah, really enjoyed. Next, another one that is awesome. What can I say? Iconic. Dio, The Last in Line, also came out in 1984. That I learned to appreciate this artist and, like I said, the music back in 1986. But this album came in 1984, and really love this album. Holy Diver and this one are my favorites from him. Next, an amazing album. Another one that this is the band that I learned about heavy metal back in 1986, but it wasn't this album. It was another album, but this one came out in 1984. And it is Power Slave. Here we go. Iron Maiden, Power Slave. Great album. Even the deep tracks on this album are amazing. But like I mentioned, the one that I first listened to it was Peace of Mind, and that was back in 1986. Like I said, that's the album that got me to listening to metal in general, and that's where I started to discover all these bands that I'm showing you right now. But yeah, Power Slave, Iron Maiden, and last but not least, from the heavy metal genre that came out in 1984, and of course my favorite, Metallica album, Ride of the Lightning. Great album, what can I say? Many love Master of Puppets. I love Master of Puppets, and it's hard for me to choose between both of them. But this is the first one that I heard when I started listening to metal, and the one that I really enjoyed. Then I listened to Master of Puppets. Wow, it's very hard to choose from those 2 albums because for me, Master of Puppets and Red Line are Metallica's best albums. Coming Kill 'Em All, their debut, and coming in third. I'm gonna do a ranking video from Metallica one of these days. But yeah, really love it all. Okay, now I'm gonna show you 10 albums that I really enjoyed back when I was 13 in 1984. That I enjoyed. Heard them on the radio, played them. I had them on cassette. Some of these my mom even had. She also loved a lot of this kind of music, especially pop from the 80s. First one is Tina Turner, Private Dancer. Really enjoy Tina Turner. I have many hits from here, especially What Love's Got to Do with It. And yeah, one of those albums that I really enjoyed back in 1984. Next one, this one I have 2 copies. One is it has extra songs. It's an anniversary issue, but I'm gonna call it. And this one, it's a MoFi. Is The Cars, Heartbeat City. My favorite The Cars album. I really love this album so much. I have so many hits in this album, and this is the one that introduced me to the band, The Cars. So I have this one, and I have also a limited edition 2 LP expanded. It has extra songs on them. It's this one right here. and it's really it's in white. That's why it's very I really like it. It's the white vinyl, and it comes in a white gatefold, and it has the second LP is a whole bunch of bonus tracks. You have demos, remixes. It's really. I was so stoked when I saw that this came out. When it came out, right now I think it's very hard to find and kind of expensive, but I had to have it because, like I said, I love this album. Okay, next one is another iconic album from the '80s, and it's Madonna, Like a Virgin. Uh, wow, what can I say? Also, the one that got me into Madonna back in the '80s, Madonna Like a Virgin. That's one of my OG copies. And another iconic album from 1984, obviously called 1984. It's Van Halen. It's my OG copy. Um, I know a lot of you guys are wondering the same thing. Why was this back cover upside down? I really don't know. If you guys know why, I have a hard time. It was a fluke, or it was done on purpose. So I don't know. But wow, Van Halen again. Also, album that got me into Van Halen and introduced me to the band Van Halen. I know though a lot of people enjoy better the previous ones from this one, but from this one they started turning more pop. You know, a lot of keyboards and stuff like that. But what can I say? Many hits from this album, and it's my OG. I have also the remastered version, but yeah, great album. Next, another awesome album from 1984, Billy Ocean. Suddenly, has many hits. I think it's his debut album back in 1984. All these songs that you can see here, Caribbean Queen, Our Boy, suddenly were played non-stop on the radio. Oh my God, all the time. And what a great album it is. Billy Ocean, Suddenly. Next is another one that also introduced me to this band, and it is Chicago. This is Chicago 17 from 1984. Another one that has many hits that were played non-stop on the radio. You have Stay the Night. You have Along Comes the Woman. You're in Desperation. Wow. Hard Habit to Break. Amazing songs. And again, a lot of people have mixed feelings from this album because Chicago hardcore Chicago fans enjoyed their previous albums, but this one's, like I said, they were just trying to blend in back in the 80s, mid 80s, and they sounded more poppy than their typical classic rock sound. But it's still an amazing album. Like I said, so many hit songs. Okay. Another one that also introduced me to this duo. First I thought this was their debut, but recently they made a documentary. That's when I learned this is their second album. And the reason I always thought it was their debut is because this was the one that got listened to or got introduced here in the United States, in the US. And it's Wham! Make It Big. My OG copy. This is a reissue coming with the original. This is the US cover, and there's a UK cover. It's a different one. There's a him close but different post. And this they're reissuing those albums, the first and the second. This one with the original UK cover up. I'll see if I can find that one. But yeah, Make It Big. Another great album. Many hits. They also play non-stop on the radio. MTV, you name it, the videos. They are, yeah. Wham! Next, this is another great album. I had this one on cassette, played it so much on my Walkman, my Sony Walkman. And it is Bryan Adams, Reckless, also from 1984. Another one that is like a rated hits album. Many hits. Even the deep cuts on this album are awesome. This is my OG copy. I also got the remastered version. The only reason I got the remaster is because this is a gatefold. The original, the one that I have, my OG, is a single LP. But this one is a double LP. You can see it has a gatefold. And that's why I'm like, wow, I had to get it. No, 2 LP Grateful. So I guess I still have still need to compare the sound this one and the OG, but I guess this one sounds even greater because like I said it's 2 LPs and the songs are spread out even more. It's not compressed like the OG copy. Yeah. Okay. This one is I have said it many times. It's one of my first from 1984. My mom's favorite album from 1984. She bought it on CD. First time my mom bought a CD player, our first CD player. This was the first CD she purchased, to test out the CD player. And wow, great album, great solo album. And I'm talking about Steve Perry, Street Talk. This is my OG copy. And I also have a reissue. This is an audio file, you could say. This one is pressed at RTI. Great stuff from RTI. This is you can say this is like an audio file, almost similar to MoFi, you can say. Not, sound-wise. And like I said, I have my OG. I also have it on cassette and CD. Still want to get a Japanese pressing. That's the one that I'm missing. But I really love this album, and like I said, it brings so much memories. My mom, she loved this album so much. Oh Sherry was her favorite song. She sang that all the time. It was very funny listening to her singing that song because she didn't know too much English. She was more, from Puerto Rico, and she used to butcher the song. It was very funny. Anyway, and last but not least, number 10, this one, another iconic album from 1984 that I enjoy. Played non-stop on the radio. We saw many videos on MTV. I'm talking about Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. This is my OG copy. I also bought the remaster, supposed to be, the reissue, supposed to be remastered. And so I had to get this one also. That's what I do. I usually purchase one, if I enjoy the album so much, I tend to buy multiple copies, different versions or reissues, stuff like that. Oh yeah, that's why you see I have many of these albums on doubles, but usually an OG and a reissue. So yeah. Well, those are my 10 albums from 1984, back when I was 13, that I really enjoyed so much. I still do, and brings so many memories when I sit down and watch them. Hear them, not watch them. Oh yeah, when I watch them on the spinning on my table. But I really enjoyed it. Great memories listening to that. And like I said, back in 1984, I only listened to classic rock and pop. I got into heavy metal in 1986 onwards until today. But yeah, those are my favorite albums from when I was 13, and this time in the year 1984. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope you guys had a great Easter. And like I always say, rock on. Bye guys.